Welcome to Letters to Louie with Abby Algiers. Welcome, Abby.
Thank you, Sally.
We're here in the month of July. It's nice and warm outside, and you have another letter that you'd like to share with our audience. And it's titled The Apartment, and it has a few twists and turns in it, and we'll talk about that when you're done.
Okay, sounds good.
All
Thanks.
right.
The Apartment. Dear Louie, I recall the construction of the 8-family apartment complex during the early 1950s when the community was initially stretching itself into the post-war era of expansion. The expansion was stimulated by the release of pent-up hormones and youth. For years, the youth of those years had been in the war and contained by restraints of regimentation and social restraint. Finally released back into society after the 4 most violent years of history, followed by 2 or 3 years of readjustment and redirection, the young, youthful, energetic men and women settled back and began to procreate as well as recreate. With the explosive procreation, the need for housing exploded and many small units were developed. Next came the multiple housing units, 4-packs, 8-packs, and 12-packs. Units of 800 to 1,200 square feet, just living space, no added space for storage, recreation, just rest and procreation. No extra closets. Some had basements, some without, all tight and packed with furniture. Many with cribs later replaced by bunk beds, underbed storage and narrow hallways. Today, these units are old, many dirty and dusty, all crammed with the ravages of overcrowding for 50 or more years. The smells of mildew and neglect, of oils and barbecue grills stored upside down in the hallways, of cabbage cooking in the apartments of the newly arrived immigrants from Russian Georgia and of mid-European Slovakia, mix and match upon opening the flimsy paneled outer door. Many have entered over the past 50 or more years. All have brought and left the smells of overcrowded society. Each unit has its character and is usually olfactory in nature. It was into this mix that I entered to see my new friend, the patient in need of glasses. I found this patient in need of so many things: glasses, food, furniture, clothing, and hope. I found a man emaciated by chronic illness, slight of build, bent by the ravages of compression fractures and loss of disc substance, a man older than his age of 60 or so, a man played out but hopeful, a man who had found hope from the Bible, a Bible in the center of the living room on a unique kneeler-like reading desk, covered with a shawl, on top of which was his Bible, large print, curled paper edges, and multiple bookmarks. The only padded chair, an old cast-off desk chair, stood in front of the Bible. It had rollers. To the right was a 1975 TV, dusty like all the furniture, but functional. A Jesus knitted sign hung from a string in the right upper corner, anchored by Scotch tape. A portable vacuum cleaner covered by some type of bedding, folded and clean with old slippers on top, stood next to the TV. To the right of that was a wooden old chair, one of 2 wooden old chairs in the living room. The front windows were in need of paint, caulking, and window shades and curtains. Fresh air breezes were chilling the room. Even on the fall day, the breezes were cool. What about the coming winter? In front of the windows were 3 large glass containers filled with some exotic plants, growing out of small funnel-like necks, having an ominous possessive appearance, overtaking the oxygen of the room as hypothyroidism had overtaken my new friend. Except for his Jesus, he was overwhelmed. We talked. He gave his history. I made arrangements for glasses. I left wondering how to make an impact, how to help. I'm still wondering, even now, years later, even now at 4 o'clock this morning. Still no pathway of enlightenment for this problem. A problem of vision, easily corrected, but of hope and despair, not so easily corrected.
So this letter, your dad read when he was a member of the Lions, and that is one of their big campaigns, is providing glasses for everyone.
Right.
And that is a way that your dad gave back, besides giving back to the community with these house calls and obviously his practice and his profession. And truly amazing human being. We can learn from that to give back to the community in that way. The Lions have had this program, I'm not exactly sure for how long, if it started with the inception of the group, but we all see the boxes out, donate
Right.
your old eyeglasses.
Right, right. And I know that as a teacher, I had many students from other countries, and my dad would always ask me, do any of them need glasses? You'd be on the lookout in class to see if you think they need glasses, because he knew it was such a problem. And he kind of coached me through a couple of students who needed glasses, kind of setting them up. So he was even helping in that way, just it was kind of always his mission.
And they do the eye exams in schools now, so that's so helpful. But when you do have foreign exchange students or someone new to Wisconsin and, the United States,
Right.
they're really not aware that these programs are out there. And having the Lions really be in the forefront of this, not even just for the United States, it's worldwide, correct?
Right, right,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, and your father being obviously astute with the medical profession, but also wanting to be able to help people, and developing a relationship with this man. You have to wonder how far that went and if he saw him again and,
Right.
you know what I mean? The descriptiveness of the apartment and just being able to help somebody in one way.
Right. Right, and just recognizing the situation and the need for hope that he mentioned at the end of the piece. Just,
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So going back to the Lions, they do so many different things for the community, which I would think that was the reason your father became involved.
True. Yes.
He enjoyed being a part of that group and giving back.
He really did.
Yeah. And people don't realize even this program with the eyeglasses, how that impacts a person that has been dealing with bad vision for quite some time and is able to feel more confident.
Right, and just and that gives them hope, even in that just small area of their life. They feel like they can maybe go on to improve their condition, or just things aren't so bleak.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to look forward to our next letter to Louie. I appreciate you coming in.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. And to our viewers, as always, thank you for watching.